Black and gold fans, college football fans, welcome back or welcome in to the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog, where we examine, discuss, honor, and celebrate all things college football across the entire college football landscape, but with a very special emphasis on our beloved black and gold squads of the Missouri Tigers and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Welcome back, guys. I'm your usual host, Blair Parks. It's great to be with you here this afternoon. The Christmas holiday is right around the corner. As you can tell, I'm bubbling over with the Christmas spirit myself. Can't wait for the holiday. And if you are keeping up with this, which I know all of you college football crazies and fanatics are, the holiday season also means for us college football fans, it's also the most wonderful time of the year, and that is college football bowl season. And bowl season is well underway. That is the topic of today's episode. This is my bowl bonanza episode. I've got 15 remaining bowl games that I've picked to preview and predict how I see them turning out. Definitely want to stay tuned to these bowl games to get some insight, to see how I think your favorite college football team might do, and also some good talking points with the friends or the relatives during the holiday season. So can't wait to get to that here in a little bit, guys. And before I say anything else, I hope all of you have a very happy holiday season. And as you can tell, if you're like me, even though I grew up in Northwest Illinois, born and raised an Iowa Hawkeye fan, I currently reside in the Show Me State. But once again, to quote Game of Thrones, winter is coming. And winter has arrived. Here in the Show Me State, like most of you across the United States, we are right now in the throes and the grip of a once-in-a-lifetime winter storm that is blowing and heading across most of the nation. So my advice to you is you guys just hunker down, stay inside, stay safe, stay warm, enjoy everything that the holiday season has to offer, including the football. So before I get to the 15 bowl games that are on the docket for today, I just want to say thank you for everything that you have done or everything you will continue to do for the channel. The second season of the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog will be coming to an end here very shortly. But over the year, everything has trended and grown in the right direction. Subscriptions are way up. Views are way up. Likes, comments, and shares are way up. But I still am recruiting you. We need to keep a good thing going. Let's continue to spread the word. So please tell your friends, tell your colleagues, your family members, your fellow college football fanatics to check me out here on the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog. Click, subscribe, smash the button. And thing is, you do not have to be a black and gold fan to be a member of the channel or to check out the channel, because after all, nobody's perfect. But this is a safe haven and a gathering spot for all college football fans alike. You are all welcomed here, and I say this before every episode, that you, the viewer, the college football fanatic, you are the ones who drive these episodes. So I always ask for, encourage, and plead and beg for your participation and involvement. Please comment based on anything you hear from me. I love to hear any of your thoughts, your critique, your ideas, anything that you might want to share with me and the members of the Touchdown Black and Gold family. And I promise you, I will take the time very soon to respond to each and every one of your comments individually. So please like, share, subscribe, and comment the hell out of the episode. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. What do you think? And as you can tell, I'm so festive. I can't wait. I've got all my wrapping done, cleaning's done, the grocery shopping's done. It's excellent. The kids are excited. Can't wait. So also today on the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog, what's also riding on these 15 bowl games, today is the finals of the second annual Touchdown Black and Gold vlog guest picker tournament final. Today we will have a new champion. Last year's champ Brett was knocked out in the second round. So this year we will have a first-time champion that's going to face off. 2 men enter, 1 man leaves in the guest picker tournament, much like Thunderdome. We have Charlie, Mizzou fan number 1 and my former co-host, but never partner, and Sam, the boss. No, not Bruce Springsteen or my wife. She is the boss, but the boss of where I work. So it's Charlie versus Sam for bragging rights and to hoist the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog guest picker tournament chip and trophy. So let's see how they do. Best of luck to them, and thank you for all my guest pickers this season. Without you, none of this would have been possible. So thank you very much. All right. And before I get to the first game, I just want to make a couple of quick announcements about the early bowl season that we've seen. I love this. We've already seen not 1, but 2 victories of non-Power 5 conference teams over Power 5 opponents. Early on, we saw Fresno State and my boy Jake Haener and the Bulldogs knock off Washington State, the Cougars. Congratulations, Fresno State. And just last night, we saw Air Force take it 2 and run Baylor off the field. So congratulations to the Falcons and members of our United States of America Armed Forces. Blah. That's right, guys. I don't do any edits. I don't do any retakes. No dress rehearsals. I'm just a guy who clicks, records, ends, uploads, and sends, because that's how I roll. If I did any of that, it would be a job, and this is purely a hobby and a joy for me to be here sharing and discussing my love and passion for all things college football with you. So congratulations, Air Force. And right there, I've got to say that's a perfect lead into early here in the bowl season. Break up the Mountain West Conference. They are 3-0 right now. The aforementioned victories by Fresno State and Air Force, but also Boise State took care of business and defeated the Mean Green of North Texas. So congratulations, Mountain West, on your early bowl season success. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. And these bowl games will be in order via date, except for the college football playoff semifinal games. I will discuss those near the very end. So let's go ahead and start off with the first bowl game is the Gasparilla Bowl, taking place tonight on the 23rd of December. Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons from the ACC, will take on one of our black and golds, the Missouri Tigers from the SEC. Now, before I give you my picks and I share the picks of my guest pickers, I have to let you know at this point who I know is not going to be participating, whether it be opting out for the NFL draft, good old-fashioned injury, or those who are in the transfer portal and haven't found a landing spot quite yet. So I will share with you the impact players that I know as of this time here early Friday morning, who's in and who's out. So for this game, there are some impact players out for Missouri. Both of Missouri's stud defensive ends, Isaiah McGuire and DJ Coleman, have both opted out to prep for the NFL draft. And also, their stud safety, Martez Manuel, has also opted out for the NFL. And wide receiver Dominic Lovett was in the transfer portal, but late yesterday afternoon, he did go public. He has committed to take his talents to the Georgia Bulldogs next season. So Missouri will also be without their best wide receiver as well. So they will be down several key players in this matchup. So, and they're gonna, that really is something that they would need and really would want to have, especially the defensive guys who are out, to slow down this potential lethal, potent Wake Forest passing attack and quarterback Sam Hartman. So let's see what our guest pickers think about this game first. Charlie, being the higher seed, I'll let him start off. He likes the home team. He is Missouri fan number 1. He likes the Tigers to find a way to get it done, to slow down the Wake Forest offense and and find a way to bring home the victory. Sam, who always provides me with a little bit of analysis, and I love that from my guest pickers. For this game, he says Missouri turned it around in the second half of the season, which they did. They finished fourth in the SEC East. I think this is going to be a nail-biter, but the Demon Deacons, and what a great mascot. And Sam, I absolutely agree with what he said. I've said this several times on the channel. One of the greatest, if not the best, college mascot in all the land. I mean, how can you not get behind a possessed clergyman? I mean, the Demon Deacons, what a great mascot. This will be, for this game, he says, well, the Demon Deacons will outcoach and outsmart the Tigers. This one might go into overtime, but he likes Wake Forest to win it. So Sam is taking the Demon Deacons. Me, I'm on board with that. I just think the key to this game, and if you want more further insight into this game, I did do a bowl preview and prediction for the Gasparilla Bowl. Feel free to check it out here on the channel. That was posted yesterday. I think one of the keys is going to be to get to Sam Hartman. The quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard. But I think with Missouri being down their two best defensive linemen, they may not be able to disrupt quarterback Sam Hartman's rhythm. I mean, the guy can spin it with the best in the nation. I just think Wake Forest is going to pull away late, and they will cruise to a two-possession victory. I think they outscore Missouri. I like Wake Forest as well in this matchup. Next game up on the 27th of December is the Birmingham Bowl, the Battle of the Carolinas. I always try to at least include one non-Power 5 matchup. This was the one I chose. East Carolina, the Pirates, I believe from Conference USA, or is it Conference USA or is it the American Athletic? I forget. It might be the American, I think. They take on the Coastal Carolina Fighting Chanticleers from the Sun Belt. Grayson McCall, I got to tell you about this, guys. Coastal stud quarterback is still in the transfer portal. He has not decided where to take his talents next season. Now, just to clarify, even though some of these young men might be in the transfer portal, if they haven't committed to another program or left school, legally, they can still partake in the bowl game, but a lot of the times it comes down to coach's decision if they want to let somebody basically just audition for their next spot. So Grayson McCall could very well see the field for Coastal Carolina. We just won't know until kickoff time. But for this game, let's start with Charlie. He likes the Pirates of East Carolina. Sam, and I tell you, Sam's been taking Coastal most of the season. He's gotten burned time after time. Let's see if he's learned his lesson. Sam says, I've picked Coastal in every match this season, which he has when I've had them one of my 15 games of the week to pick. They always let me down, but this time will be different, right? Question marks there in, air quotes, right? On paper, ECU has a better statistical team, which they do, but I'm going with my gut. He's taken Coastal in overtime, so Sam likes the Chanticleers. Me, I'm with Charlie. I think this East Carolina team is much better than advertised. I mean, really good team. This is the team that probably should have won the season opener against highly ranked NC State. Just had some special teams gaffes, some issues. So I'm taking the Pirates as well. I'm with Charlie. Sam's taking Coastal. Next game up is the Liberty Bowl, which kicks off the 28th of December. I've got Kansas. That's right, Kansas back in bowl contention, playing a 13th game for the first time since 2008. Congratulations, Kansas, from the Big 12. They take on Arkansas of the SEC. Don't have any major opt-out or availability updates for this game. Let's see what our guest pickers think about this matchup. So, for this game, the Liberty Bowl, we have Sam says, This will be an evenly divided game, but only as far as fans are concerned. Woo! Wow, a little bit of a body blow there to one of these two awesome fan bases. Kansas has lost 4 straight blowouts, which they have. I expect them to keep this trend up in a somewhat meaningless game. I disagree with that. This game, I think both teams are going to be excited to play, by the way. Sam? I like Arkansas to run the ball out and wear down the defense. Arkansas takes the AutoZone Bowl by 10. Woo! Like by 10. So we'll see. I think the Kansas squad and fans will be uber excited, like I said. 2008, that's a long time. I think Arkansas's had a little bit of a down season, a little bit of a disappointment there for Sam Pittman and those boys from Fayetteville. I just think Kansas comes out. I think Kansas has been one of the greatest, if not the best, story from this college football season. I can't go against them. I'm taking the Jayhawks. I'm going against our guest pickers on this game. So, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, bring it home. Next game up that I've got that I selected is the Cheez-It Bowl, which takes place on the 29th of December. It's Oklahoma from the Big 12 versus number 13 Florida State from the ACC. Don't have any major updates as far as availability for you guys. And please, subscribe, like, share, comment. Let me know what you think about my picks. If you agree, disagree, state your reasons why I'm either spot on, direct hit, or not even close. Oklahoma, it's a season to forget for them. I mean, come in at 6-6. I mean, this is a highly preseason ranked team once again that really fell on their face. I mean, this is kind of like this team is like the ghost of Christmas past, trying to remember better times when they were uber competitive, playoff caliber teams, playoff appearances under Coach Lincoln Riley, Coach Bob Stoops before him, and Barry Switzer before him even. So I think Oklahoma's really limping to the finish line. And number 13, Florida State, they're back. I think Coach Mike Norvell's job is safe down there in Tallahassee. A great comeback season for them. So let's see what our guest pickers think about the Cheez-It Bowl. Not really much to say. I mean, Charlie, he's taken Florida State. Sam, he's also taken Florida State. I don't have much analysis on this game, guys, because Oklahoma, I'll just say this, bad. Florida State, good. I mean, it maybe even great when compared to Oklahoma. This is a clean sweep. I'm taking Florida State as well. We all like the Seminoles. Go Renegade. Another one of the coolest mascots in all of the college football and college landscape across the nation, period. Love Renegade. Next game up is the Alamo Bowl, one of my top 5 favorite games to watch this bowl season. I cannot wait for this one. The Alamo Bowl also takes place on December 29th. Remember the Alamo, it doesn't have a basement. Pee Wee Herman found that out the hard way in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Number 20, Texas, that's right. The Longhorns play in their home state, in the Lone Star State. From the Big 12, they take on number 12, Washington from the Pac-12. I love this quarterback matchup. You've got on Texas quarterback Quinn Ewers versus statistically the best quarterback in the entire nation this season based on the passing attack of Washington. That's rejuvenated quarterback Michael Penix Jr., formerly of Indiana, who went there in the offseason. And what a great comeback season it's been for Michael Penix at Washington. Can't wait to watch this matchup. There's a lot in the balance here. There's a lot on the line for this bowl game. More than meets the eye, just like the Transformers. Let's hear... Sorry, my dork is showing. I'm sorry, I apologize. Let's see what our guest pickers think about this matchup. Sam says, a massive home field advantage for Texas. Yep, the Huskies are too pass heavy, and they will have a lot of trouble against a good secondary for the Longhorns. He likes Texas by 2 possessions. He's going with the Longhorns. Charlie in this game, he likes Texas as well. Me, there is so much riding on the line here for the Longhorns. If Washington comes to the Lone Star State, where everything is bigger, including losses, this is really going to hurt Texas, especially as they get ready to transition into the SEC. But as far as availability update for this game, stud running back Bijan Robinson from Texas, who is the best running back in the nation. He'll be the first drafted running back off the board in the spring. He is opted out. So it comes really down to the offenses, guys. And I am completely sold on Coach Caleb DeBoer and Washington and Michael Penix Jr., the aforementioned quarterback for the Huskies. That's right, I'm taking Washington to pull a big-time upset via geographical location and home field over the in-state favorite Texas Longhorns. Give me Washington. Go Huskies in this game. Next game up is the Gator Bowl. Big-time game here. The Gator Bowl kicks off on the day after, on December 30th. Number 21 Notre Dame against the upstart number 19 South Carolina Gamecocks. It's independent versus SEC in a ranked matchup. South Carolina upstart, back-to-back big victories to end the season over Tennessee and their in-state rival Clemson. So they're coming in hot. Notre Dame also finished up on a high note. They finished strong at the season, even though they did lose at USC, but still looked better in the second half of the year. Availability update, stud tight end Michael Mayer for Notre Dame has opted out. He will not play in this game, one of their biggest, if not their biggest, offensive target. Let's see what our guest pickers think about this matchup. Let's start with Charlie. Charlie is taking Notre Dame in this game. He just likes the Fighting Irish. I mean, the Catholics in this game. We'll see. Sam, let's see what Sammy Boy is thinking about this matchup. This is a tough game to call. South Carolina is coming off 2 big wins. Notre Dame has a balanced offense and more to prove. But I like an underdog. He's taken South Carolina by 3. So Sam is taking the underdog Gamecocks of South Carolina. Me, I just think Notre Dame is going to get it done. Still, they have more talent. I mean, and you can't, and they've had time to prepare. They've seen some film. Spencer Rattler has been a renovation there at South Carolina. But me, I'm taking Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish, along with Charlie. Go Notre Dame. Next game up is the Orange Bowl. Big time matchup. Big uber time matchup. Let's see where that game is here for Sam. Let's see, where is, let's see. I'm just trying to find, trying to scroll through his notes here. Let's see what we got. I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry. Here we go. Okay. So for the Orange Bowl, which kicks off on December 30th as well, number 6 Tennessee from the SEC without stud quarterback Hendon Hooker, who is out with the the ACL injury he suffered at near the end of the season. They take on number 7 Clemson, the ACC champions. Now, there is some big-time availability updates for this game before you go and place your bets. And you definitely want to be in the know for your talking points. Both stud wide receivers are out for Tennessee. That's Jalen Hyatt and Cedric Tillman. They have opted out for the NFL. And quarterback for Clemson, now I already said that Hendon Hooker is out, but we knew that coming into bowl season. That quarterback DJ Uiagalelei from Clemson is currently in the transfer portal, so we don't know what his availability is. Will he be on the field or will he sit out? He has not committed to a new program as of this morning, so we'll see if DJU is on the field for Clemson. So a lot of big-time talent is going to be missing for this Tennessee squad, a team that came up just a little bit short, but what a great season for Coach Josh Heupel and those boys down on Rocky Top. Let's see what our guest pickers think about this game. Sam says, as a Tennessee fan, it's been a difficult ending to the season. I still like them to beat Clemson in this one, but they should be playing in January, and they know it. Woo! And they know it. With little to play for, this is a close one. I like Tennessee to pull it out and win by a touchdown. He's taking his number one team. He's taking the Volunteers. Charlie, he is taking Clemson in this game. I'm a little surprised. I'm surprised that he is taking Clemson. And me, I'm taking Tennessee. I think they find a way to win. It's been too magical of a season. I'm also taking the Volunteers. What the hell? I've been so high on them all season. And it's a team that I told you pre-season during my bold predictions episode was going to push Georgia to win the SEC East. Almost happened. Almost. So, go Volunteers. Next game up is one that is near and dear to my heart. That's right, it is the Music City Bowl, and that is going to be kicking off on New Year's Eve on the 31st of December between Kentucky and our Iowa Hawkeyes down in Nash Vegas. Iowa's making their first ever trip to the Music City Bowl. Let me bring up Sam's analysis. Here we go. So, opt-outs for this, big-time opt-out news and availability news for Kentucky. Quarterback Will Levis of Kentucky has opted out to prep for the NFL draft. Also has running back, and I mean stud, bruiser running back, Chris Rodriguez Jr. has also opted out for Kentucky. Now for Iowa, not really opt-outs, but starting quarterback Spencer Petras was hurt in the Nebraska game on Black Friday, a game that, yes, I have finally gotten over. It's in the rearview mirror. Time to move on. He is injured for the season. He is out. Backup Alex Padilla is in the transfer portal, has not committed anywhere yet, so he may play, but it seems like right now, Joe Labus. That's right, Iowa's third-string quarterback, Joe Labus. Excuse me, it's not Labus, it's Labus. Joe Labus is going to be making his first start in the bowl game, so it's going to be the battle of backup quarterbacks in the Music City Bowl. So let's see how we see this game playing out. Let's go to our guest pickers first. Let's start with Charlie. Charlie in this game, he just thinks UK has too much experience. I mean, we all know Iowa's offense stinks. We know that. I mean, especially now with the third-string quarterback making his first ever start. Actually, his first ever game time action. He's never even seen the field on Saturdays in the fall, okay? He's been running the scout team, okay? So he likes Kentucky, even though they are down some of their big-time playmakers. He's taken the Wildcats. And Sam, for this game, he says, if Iowa could just let their defense play, they would have a good shot at this one. True. We all know Iowa's defense is elite, just is. I'm not being a Homer Simpson. Check the stats. They speak for themselves. I would send an open letter to Kirk Ferentz suggesting that he punts on first down, because after all, for us Iowa folks, we know it. Punting is winning, so I love that idea, Sam. Let's go ahead and see if we can get Coach Kirk involved in that. I like UK to run the ball and let Iowa make all the mistakes. Kentucky sneaks this one out with a 3-point win, so Sam is also taking Kentucky like Charlie is. Me, this is a tough game to call, guys. I mean, I look at the quarterback situation for Iowa. Yes, a guy seeing the field for the first time ever in his career, but the best case scenario is he's had just about a month to prepare, to take the first team snaps, to do the research, get in the film room, do some scouting. So it is the best case scenario for him. And also, all he really has to learn is 10 plays to be effective. Just don't try to limit your mistakes. But then again, that pretty much is the entire Iowa offensive playbook right there is 10 plays. So I don't think it's as bad as what a lot of Iowa fans thinking it could be. I think it's the best possible situation for a third stringer to be stepping into the starting role. Before I knew Chris Rodriguez Jr. had also opted out, I picked Kentucky without much hesitation. I think he would have been the difference. But in this game, I just think Iowa is going to have the advantage because the defense, which we know is elite, their special teams, which is elite, and my boy, the punter from Down Under, Tory Taylor, who I think is Iowa's MVP overall on the season, and stud tight end Sam Laporta is reportedly going to play in this game. He is back healthy. I just think Iowa finds a way to win this game. I think 16 points at least gets you to overtime. I think 17 points wins outright. It's going to be that kind of a game. I like the Hawkeyes to stun the Wildcats and find a way to win. And we'll see what happens with that game. Next game, let's go ahead and go to the Sugar Bowl. Big time matchup on the 31st on New Year's Eve. Number 5 Alabama and the GOAT Nick Saban from the SEC take on the Big 12 champion, number 9 Kansas State Wildcats from the Big 12. Love this matchup. Can't wait to watch this game. Let's see what our guest pickers think about this one. Let's bring up the info here. Where is it at? Let's see here. We've got Alabama. There it is. Okay. So Charlie, he just simply says 2 words, Roll Tide. He likes Alabama. And the thing about this game, guys, there is no availability updates as far as who's in or who's out. Both quarterback for Alabama, Bryce Young, and stud linebacker Will Anderson Jr. are playing, which is very surprising knowing that the NFL is right around the corner and they aren't in the playoff, not games that really could lead to the big prizes. So I am a little bit surprised about that. Okay? So Charlie likes Alabama. Sam says Alabama comes into the Sugar Bowl as a 6.5-point favorite. They will have to prove to their fans they belonged in the playoffs. I think they will. Wow. So I think I know where Sam is going with this. I think they will want this one more and win by 2 touchdowns over the Wildcats. So Roll Tide says Sam, he likes the Tide big. Me, I think this is going to be a much more competitive game than people think it's going to be. All right? Even with quarterback Bryce Young in there and Will Anderson Jr. playing, I love this Kansas State Wildcat team, guys. If you've watched my recent episodes this season, I've been bully on the Big 12. Hands down, you have your opinion, but I respectfully disagree. I'm not saying the Big 12 was the best conference, but hands down the most deepest, most competitive conference. The SEC was not. It's just the way it is this season. I'm sorry. Don't be a homer. Just look at the stats. So I think Kansas State will compete with Alabama, but I think Bama is still Bama, just superior talent. 4 and 5 stars galore against maybe half stars of Kansas State, but I love what Coach Klein at Kansas State has done. Love this matchup, but I'm also taking Alabama to just do what Alabama does. Roll Tide, clean sweep for Alabama on this game. Now, let's skip up a couple days. Next game up is the ReliaQuest Bowl on January 2nd. Let me bring this one up. And before I say any more, I need to go ahead and express my condolences. The college football world lost an absolute innovator, a legend, about 2 weeks ago. Coach Mike Leach at Mississippi State passed away due to heart and other complications. An absolute revolutionary, an inventor, the air raid extraordinaire who brought a new style of football to the college ranks and now has transcended into the NFL. So my condolences, my thoughts, my prayers to the Leach family, the program and fans at Mississippi State, also his previous stops at Washington State and at Texas Tech where it all began. So Mike Leach, this one's for you. You will never be forgotten. Long live the Pirate. And I'm going to miss his post-game interviews, his post-game analysis and comments. Absolute classic. So this game is number 22 Mississippi State from the SEC versus Illinois, the Fighting Illini from the Big Ten. Another one of the great stories of this college football season. Illinois is coming back under Coach Brett Bielema in his second season down in Champaign-Urbana. Now, availability updates, couple big-time losses for Illinois. Both of their stud defensive backs, Sidney Brown and Devin Weatherspoon, have opted out for the NFL draft. And that could really be something that turns the tide, because this matchup, I love the difference of styles. Air raid, more finessed offense of Mississippi State versus the physicality, body blow, drag you into a phone booth rock fight style of Illinois. Let's see who we think is going to win. Let's go to our guest pickers first. Charlie, he still likes Illinois to control the lines of scrimmage and find a way to get it done. He's taking the Fighting Illini. In this game, Sam, his analysis says, the air raid pulls it out one last time. They win a close one for Mike Leach. Rest in peace. So Sam is taking the Bulldogs of Mississippi State. Not a bad pick. We all know quarterback Will Rogers can spin it just as well as anybody else in the nation, just like Sam Hartman. And I'm telling you, next season, Will Rogers will be a Heisman Trophy candidate, even potentially a finalist. So for me, it's just this difference of style. As of now, a stud running back for Illinois, Chase Brown, is reportedly going to play. That to me is the slight advantage to Illinois, even though we know what Mississippi State's going to do. Dink and dunk underneath, quick out passes, just throw it all over the yard. So being down those two studs is really going to be difficult for Illinois, but I just think they find a way to control the pace of play, get Mississippi State off the field, and find a way to get it done. Give me the physicality. I'm taking Illinois in this game as well, so I'm with Charlie. Next game up is the Citrus Bowl. And let me get this one dialed up. The Citrus Bowl, which takes place, itchy here a little bit. The Citrus Bowl on January 2nd between number 17 LSU of the SEC versus Purdue, the Big Ten West champions. Big-time availability updates for this matchup. I mean, Purdue, they're down several key components of their offense, which really is their only way of winning. Quarterback Aiden O'Connell has opted out. So has stud wide receiver, formerly of Iowa, my guy, wide receiver Charlie Jones has opted out. So has stud tight end Payne Durham. So basically the entire Purdue offense has opted out of this game, okay, against the SEC West champion Tigers. Wow, it's going to be a tough matchup for Purdue. Let's see what our guest pickers think. LSU is the better team, and we'll take any excuse, and I'll take any excuse to root against Purdue. Ouch, says Sam. Yowza. The experts picked this one correctly, and LSU will win by 14 points or more. Sam likes the Tigers big. Charlie, he's also taken the Tigers of LSU. Me, I think this LSU team, I think they're going to absolutely thump Purdue. This is a bad matchup for Purdue with all of those legit cats being out on offense. And I think this will serve as a springboard for LSU next season. A young team, a lot of them are coming back. Jayden Daniels announced yesterday he'll be back at quarterback for LSU. Probably going to be a preseason top 10 team next season. And I think they got a lot to prove. I'm also taking LSU, so it's a sweep. We're all taking the Tigers. Roll Tigers. Nope, sorry. He's no longer there is my favorite Cajun, but I still love saying it. Old Coach O, go Tigers. Love it. So we're all taking LSU. Next game up is the Cotton Bowl. Let me get this one up here. We've got the Cotton Bowl. Where's it at? Let me get Sam's analogy of his analysis up here. Let's see. The Cotton Bowl. Where are you at? Where are you at? Okay, the Cotton Bowl. We've got on December 2nd, number 10 USC versus number 16 Tulane. The American Athletic Champions, the Tulane Green Wave, against the Men of Troy from the Pac-12. Big time availability update on this one. Stud wide receiver for USC. Jordan Addison is out due to an injury. Last year's Biletnikoff Trophy winner while he was at Pittsburgh for the nation's best wide receiver. So he's on the shelf to recover. Let's see what we think about this. Great season for Tulane. I mean, really kind of shocked. I think what a great turnaround. They went, I believe, 2-10 last season. And this year, double-digit victories and qualifying for the New Year's Six. What a turnaround for the Green Wave. Let's see what our guest pickers think about this game. Charlie, he just thinks USC even without Jordan Addison. Caleb Williams is reported to play, guys. He suffered a legitimate hamstring injury in the Pac-12 title game, but it's reported he will attempt to at least be on the field, so he plans on playing. Charlie likes the Men of Troy. They got too much offense. Sam, for this game, says, congratulations to the Green Wave of Tulane on an amazing 11-win season. They will stay, unfortunately, at 11 wins. USC will pull this one out in the second half and win by 13 or more. So Sam also likes USC. Me, I really want to pick Tulane. I mean, their quarterback, Pratt, has really impressed me. But I just think USC, even without Jordan Addison and running back Travis Dye, who was lost around midseason, even with a halfway effective Caleb Williams, just too much offense for USC. So we all like the Men of Troy to get it done in the Cotton Bowl. Next game up. Now it comes time for the big ones, guys. We've got 3 left. Let me get a quick swig of water. While I do that, please, guys, subscribe, like, share, comment. Let me know what you think about my analysis and my picks. All right. So now next 2 are the official college football playoff semifinal matches. Now, I will give you further analysis on these next 2 games next week. I am going to have a special Peach Bowl and Fiesta Bowl preview and prediction. So I will go further in depth next week. So look for those early next week. First is the Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Eve. Number 2, Michigan, the Big Ten champions, versus number 3, TCU, who gets the Big 12 runner-up with 1 loss. Love this matchup. The only availability updates as of now is running back Blake Corum for Michigan is out. He just had surgery. He was dinged up, did not play in the Big Ten title game. Played very sparingly against the Ohio State during rivalry week. So not a big surprise. So Blake Corum is out for this game. I can't wait for this matchup, guys. I am so pumped. I think this will be the best bowl game that we have. Very competitive teams, a lot of similar styles, how they want to play, how they want to win. Both have similar yet different strengths and weaknesses. Can't wait for it. Let's see what our guest pickers think first. In this game, Charlie, he just likes the victors valiant. He's taken the maize and blue. He likes Michigan. For this game, Sam says, Max Duggan is a stud. I absolutely agree. He will have to play the game of his life to beat Michigan, and unfortunately, he can't play defense, which he can't. Well, maybe he could. Maybe he's just that damn good. He could get out there and play defense for the Horned Frogs. Michigan cruises in this one and wins by 10. So Sam also likes the Wolverines of Michigan. And let me just tell you this, guys. What a season for TCU. They are a new participant in the college football playoff, so that deserves a little round of applause itself. A team that Vegas had at 6.5 wins preseason. And Max Duggan, who was not even the opening day starter for TCU, goes from second string to Heisman Trophy finalist. And if I had it my way, he's the man I would have chosen to take home the coveted Heisman Trophy. He was my Heisman Trophy winner. But that being said, and I love this matchup. I mean, I'm really excited to see Michigan's defense against the perimeter firepower that TCU has on, especially at the wide receiver positions, athletes, playmakers. I just think the Michigan defense wears them down enough. I think the Max Duggan magic keeps it close. They have a chance to potentially tie or win late. But when push comes to shove, I think Michigan just wears them down. I also like the maize and blue of Michigan, so we have a Wolverine sweep in the Fiesta Bowl, and we'll see how that game plays out. Next is the Peach Bowl, the second college football playoff semifinal, also on New Year's Eve. Why can't these games be played on New Year's Day, guys? I don't understand this. I never have, I never will. It's got to change. We have number 1 Georgia from the SEC. I mean, the unanimous, undisputed best team in the nation, which they are, against number 4 Ohio State. They were the at-large bid basically this season. Big-time availability updates for this game from an Ohio State perspective. Wide receiver Jackson Smith-Njigba is out with an injury. We knew that coming into the game. Running back Travion Henderson for Ohio State had surgery last week. He is also out. But then again, those two have really missed most of the season anyway due to injuries. So not big surprises. And look what Ohio State has still done, but they obviously would love to have them available and on the field. And can Ohio State shock and knock off the best team in the nation? Let's find out right now. Sam says, upset alert. Upset alert. He says, Georgia is the best team in the country, but they might be caught off guard against the Buckeyes. The air attack is different than they see in the SEC football. I can see that. Stroud's 37 touchdowns and 6 INTs will be a massive change of pace for the Bulldogs. I like Ohio State to sneak in and put up 500 yards, winning a close, high-scoring game. Ohio State wins by 7, and they become the 4th seed, marches on to the national championship game. Wow, Sam is taking the upset. Mr. SEC is going with the Big Ten. So we have a difference there. So Charlie, he's taken UGA in this one. He thinks they're just too much, too physically imposing for Ohio State. Now me, I love this matchup. If Jackson Smith-Njigba and Travion Henderson played, I might pick Ohio State, even though I might here. You got to hang on just a few more seconds. The thing is, we've seen what Ohio State's Achilles heel is. Physicality. That is how Michigan has defeated them back-to-back seasons. They have just pushed them around, controlled the lines of scrimmage, taken the will out of them to compete. And we know that is Georgia's MO. Be physical, control the game, the lines of scrimmage, push them around, get the run game going and take your shots downfield. Now, this is not the same Georgia team from last year, guys. Last year was basically a once-in-a-generation college football team. They basically were an NFL farm team last year, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So this is still the best team in the nation, guys. But they are not as good as last year's team. I mean, they're close, but not really that close. It's just not. Can Ohio State put up points against them? Yes. But I think in this game, if they get behind by 2 possessions, especially early, I think C.J. Stroud will kind of go into, kind of turtle mode and just kind of protect himself, go into his shell, kind of pull a Mitch McConnell, just look like a turtle. And I think this is, and if Ohio State loses, guys, there's going to be big-time questions in the offseason as far as what do we do? Why has this happened in back-to-back games? We've got out-physicaled. Will then maybe Coach Ryan Day head for greener pastures at the NFL? I mean, so this is a big game for the ghost of Christmas future, okay? What lies ahead for Ohio State if they lose this game? And I think they actually have more riding on this game than Georgia does, but I just think Georgia wears them down. They get it done. They win. I think it's going to be not as close as the scoreboard suggests. I like Georgia to take care of business and move on. So give me UGA in this game. Now the last game, and I will have an in-depth preview and prediction next week on this game. I'm talking about the granddaddy of them all. I am a traditionalist, a purist, a fan, a student of history. Always, to me, each and every year, the most important bowl game, whether it's Iowa or Missouri in it, is the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl out in Pasadena. This kicks off this year on the 2nd of January. Number 8, Utah, Pac-12 champions versus number 11, Penn State. Gets an at-large to the Rose Bowl. I don't want to say out of default, but that's kind of what's happened. Against number 11, Penn State. Some availability updates for Utah. Stud running back Tavion Thomas has opted out. He will not play. And for Penn State, their best player in their secondary, which is Studley all around. Quarterback Joey Porter Jr. has also opted out for the NFL draft. They will not be available. I can't wait for this matchup, guys. Let's see what our guest pickers think first. Charlie, he's liking Penn State, even though Penn State really hasn't proven a lot this season to most of us, and that includes me as well. He likes Penn State in this matchup. All right, I like it. Sam, let's see what Sam says about the Rose Bowl. I really like this matchup. Utah pulled out an amazing season, beating USC not once, but twice on the road. Well, not really on the road. One was in Utah there, Sam, just telling you, in Salt Lake City. Penn State is more physical, so it will all depend on the passing game, and that is where Utah shines. Cam Rising will rise to the occasion. I like what Sam did there. And it's a nail-biter for all 4 quarters. Penn State loses 23-27. So Sam is saying a total of 50 points in this game. Why Charlie thinks it's going to be a little more high scoring. He liked 57. So one likes Penn State, one likes Utah. Me, I love this matchup too. I think Sam is a little incorrect. This Utah team, guys, they are a Big Ten team that plays in the Pac-12. They are just as physical as anybody else, and we saw them flex. Finally, they looked like the team they should have been all season in the Pac-12 title game. The last 3 quarters of that game, how they dominated USC physically. I know Caleb Williams was dinged up, but it wouldn't have mattered. Trust me, they could have competed and beaten anybody in the nation that night. I mean, they really showed what they're capable of. And me, I agree with Sam, though. I would much rather have Cam Rising at quarterback than Sean Clifford. I like Utah in this match. I think they almost won last year's Rose Bowl. I mean, this is their 2nd straight trip to Pasadena. And last year, if Jackson Smith-Njigba wouldn't have played next level, I mean, basically like a son of Krypton, they would have probably won last year. So I like Utah in this year's edition of the Rose Bowl. So give me Utah. I'm sorry, Timmy V, one of the guys I work with, Penn State fan number 1. Sorry, buddy, but I'm taking Utah. Well, that's it, guys. That's the wrap up. That's a wrap for my big bowl game bonanza preview and prediction and picks episode. Please, guys, subscribe, like, share, comment. Let me know what you think. I promise I'll get back to you. But until then, guys, next week, I'm putting in some overtime here this holiday season. Expect multiple episodes. I will have the aforementioned episodes for the Peach Bowl and the Peach and the Fiesta Bowl to break down the 2 college football semi-playoff games. I also will have an in-depth Rose Bowl preview and prediction between Utah and Penn State. And of course, I've got to have a Music City Bowl preview and prediction between Iowa and Kentucky. So be on the lookout for those on the channel, guys. And what I want to do, I want to say thanks for all that you've done and what you will continue to do. It's been a great season here on the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog. Let's find more college football fans just like you. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here with you and share my passion and love for all things college football on the daily. So that being said, from the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog, happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog. I'll see you after the holiday. Enjoy it. I hope Santa is good to all of you children. Enjoy your families. Enjoy your friends. And thank you for joining me on this very, very special holiday edition of the Touchdown Black and Gold vlog. See you after the holiday next week. Take care. Bye-bye.